Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host Chris, or CDB, and today we have a special video because this is my 3-year head shaving anniversary. It was March 23rd, 2017 when I first took the thinning hair off the dome, and so today we're going to do a head shave to sort of celebrate 3 years of the bald. I do not regret it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It's been terrific. I'm going to use today the Leaf, which I used all week last week, and it's a terrific head shaver. There's 3 Astra SP half blades in there, snapped in half, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we go. We're going to recognize a couple of other channels today, so please stay with me. Even if you don't appreciate the head shaving videos, maybe you will today. I'm going to roll in on one side or the other here some footage without the audio of the first head shave, and you'll see that things have, I look quite a bit different these days than I did then. I'm going to start out with some RazoRock pre-shave, and we'll get this worked in. Man, I tell you what, folks, Italy is having it rough. They are having a terrible time with this coronavirus, so please say a prayer if you are so inclined. They're really having a difficult go with many people dying from this illness, and the hospital's just overrun, and it's just really a difficult situation, and we pray that it will get better soon. And on that note, I want to mention a couple of channels today. First, Rick from Scent Suds and Steel. Rick does a lot of straight shaving videos, and he also, one of the reasons I'm mentioning this today, he also works in the medical industry. I'm pretty sure he works in a hospital. So I wanted to mention Rick's channel, and I will have it linked below. And go check out Rick. He makes really nice videos. Again, most of the ones I've seen are him using straight razors, and he's quite good at and has some good looking straights. And I talked to Rick on the phone about a week or so ago. We were just shooting the breeze about the community and just, various things. By the way, before I get too far along, I'm going to be using the Proraso blue cream today. Let's just put a few dollops here on the head, and then we'll work it in. This is a really good cream from Italy, and that's sort of our theme today because, Italy is having a rough go, is using some Italian. The Leaf is not Italian, but my brush is the RazoRock 400, and that's, of course, Italian Barber. And the Proraso cream here is Italian, and so this is sort of a gesture reaching out to you folks in Italy, or, the wet shavers out there having it really rough, and I hope you're safe. Anyway, let's get back to Rick. So go check out Rick's channel at Scent Suds and Steel. Nice gentleman. He has some young kids, and, he's still going to work and, doing his job and making sure that, the folks get the care they need. And that is quite admirable. In fact, all of you who are out there who work in the medical field or related in any way, thank you very much. We obviously need you a lot right now, and they're really true heroes, as well as all the people who are getting us supplies, and just, there's so many people doing some really wonderful things. I think it really warrants mentioning. So let's get going with our Leaf here. And again, I'm going to roll in some footage, some clips from time to time up there, so you can see how the first head shave went. I want to mention another channel before I get too far into this today, and that is Dave from Nurse Dave's Shaving World. Also works in obviously the medical industry, and he too doing, good work. So the rest of us, have a place to go if we need to, if we happen to get ill or our relatives. So please, folks, make sure you're making life easy for Dave. Or, well, nothing's going to make their life easy right now. But make sure you're making it as easy as possible by doing your part and staying home and staying away from other people so they don't have to treat you. The less people that get it, the less that they will have to do. And so you can really help them by helping yourself and helping all of us by not getting out there and getting and or spread it. So please, please, everybody, follow the precautions. And I don't want to make this a bummer video, but I do want to recognize the channel. I'm going to link Dave's channel also below. Go check out Dave at Nurse Dave's Shaving World, another nice channel. And I imagine that those two gentlemen are at maximum stress right now. They both have families, children. And, they don't have the option of obviously working from home. So I think the least the rest of us can do is follow the instructions that's being given by the medical people so we don't put them in any more harm's way, and their families, quite frankly, than they already are. So please go check out those channels, especially right now. And I'm sure that when time permits, they'll enjoy a nice shave to try to relax. And, I'm sure they really need it right now because this is a rough time. By the way, I've been talking a lot about the leaf razor, and I've gotten a lot of comments and questions. One of the questions has been, folks have been asking, they're hearing of a leaf razor that's coming out. I reached out to Leaf, and what the next thing that Leaf is coming out with is essentially a metal version of the twig. This is the twig. It has a half DE blade, and this thing, you screw it like that. You put the blade in, you screw it down. And this is mostly used like to trim around your ears and say under your nose or places where this razor won't fit. So according to Leaf, the metal version of this is the next thing they're producing, not another one of these. According to the email I got yesterday, which was on March 22nd. So if you're holding out for a new one of these, that's not what they're making, according to the email I got. It's the twig, which is this little bitty trimming type razor, but you could use it for shaving. In fact, I've seen conversational shaving use this razor for a full shave. It does have a blade, and it's, it is a razor in and of itself, but this is plastic. And so they're making a metal one of these. So if you're holding out for a brand new, Leaf style razor, the one I'm shaving my head with, maybe don't, if they are making one, they didn't tell me about it. So they only mentioned the twig, which I just showed you. The metal version is the next thing that will be produced, and they didn't really give any dates on that. But I did reach out for you all, and so I wanted to let you know. I don't think there's any, as far as I know, there's no reason to wait. If you've been considering getting a Leaf and you're waiting for a new version of the Leaf itself, you might be waiting a long, long while because they didn't indicate to me they were about to make any new, Leaf. Just the twig, so take that into consideration. And if you've been interested in the Leaf, grab one if you like. It's completely up to you. But I do like it. It's a good face shaver for me too. I don't use it a ton for face shaving. It's got a really long handle, which I don't care for face shaving. But for head shaving, I like it a lot. And, I used it because Chris from Another Cut Above is a big, big fan of it. So I started using it for my head shaves. And then I found out that, hey, he's right. This is as close as you can get to cart razor shave without it being a cart. And so that's good. And so far, this razor has treated me very well. I used it the entire week last week, and I'm using it again today. and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So let's talk a little bit about 3 years of head shaving. So today makes 3 years, and essentially what happened was one day I just came home and said, I'm tired of this rubbish hair. You know, it was thinning, and I was having to cut it really short because it was way back here and way back here. And I just grabbed the clippers and went in the bathroom and fired up the camera and said, you know, today is the day. I had always planned to shave my head. I knew I was going to be very thin, you know, when I got older. So for me, it was always just a matter of time. And one day I just, you know, came home and shaved it off. And that was that. And since then, I have shaved, you know, most every single day since. I would guess that in the 3 years time, you know, I've missed maybe 5 or 6 head shaves a year. So I shave my head a lot every single day just because, you know, like I've said so many times in the videos, I'm a shaver. I like to shave. And a lot of people are like, why do you make so many videos? Because I like doing it. I like this stuff, man. You know, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. And when it's burdensome to make videos, I don't. But, you know, when I'm enjoying it, I really enjoy it. And I enjoy the interaction with the community, and I enjoy the actual act of shaving. So I'm not one of these folks that just shave twice a week or, you know, once a week. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you fall into that category, I'm not being critical of you. I'm just saying this is an everyday thing for me. This is not something I do just for the benefit of making videos, you know. When I wasn't making videos, I'm still shaving every day. I took one period where I went about a week, maybe, some years ago. I think right before I got divorced. 1 year on vacation. I took maybe a week where I didn't shave. And that's it. I shave. And of course, I miss some days when I'm camping and so on and so forth. But this is the real deal, you know. So when you're watching this channel, and like, I'm a real shaver, man. You know, I'm doing it day in, day out. And there are many, many people who do. But, you know, recently I've also found out, and honestly, I never really thought much about this until I saw, like, guys, John Shaves 101. Some people's face or head can't handle daily shaving. And honestly, I didn't know that. And so I just assumed that everybody has to shave professionally for work every single day, you know, in professional jobs. I didn't know you know, I just thought it was sort of the standard. And, you know, I was in the military, and there was no not shaving. Like, you have to shave. They didn't care what kind of skin you had. Like, you had to figure out how to shave and make it work. And so, it just so happens, we fell into this for a hobby, which is, admittedly, it's probably the weirdest hobby ever. When you tell people about it, they're like, what's wrong with those people? And I'm like, hey, man, try it. You know, you might like it. All right. This has been a really nice head shave. And again, I hope you've enjoyed some of the footage that I've rolled in at the top. Yes, I looked goofy then. Still look goofy now. I don't really care. It's never really been a concern of mine. But anyway, let me wet the dome, rinse the dome, I should say. We'll come back and get to the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back with the Magic Made by Witches, Thayers. I want to thank everybody for joining me for this anniversary head shave. It has been all a positive experience for me. It's one of the best things I ever did. I wish I would have done it earlier. I love it. For one, it gives you more area to shave. And if you're a shaver, you like to shave. 2, I just think it's far less hassle than having hair. Look, right now, if you're a fellow head shaver, this is our time. This is our time. The barbershops are closed. Guess who doesn't have to worry about it? Guess who doesn't have to worry about catching all that stuff in our hair, picking up germs? Now is the time of the bald. You know, all the guys that have that dippity-doo thing on the front of every male has that front-facing. What happens when those get too long and they start flopping over? We don't have to worry about that. you know. So now is our time, gentlemen. My brother's in bald. Now is our time. All right, we used the Leaf. Terrific head shaving razor. I absolutely love it. And again, I want to mention what Leaf is working on right now is the metal version of the Twig, which is more of a trimming type razor, but it will shave on its own. You can shave your whole face with it. Go check out the Conversational Shaver, or Conversational Shaving, I want to say. I'll link it at the bottom so you can see it. He used this for an entire shave, and maybe I will at some point as well. But the Leaf will remain as it is for a while. So if you're interested, check it out. We used the Proraso Blue. This is a terrific cream for the price. It's really, really good. It's relatively inexpensive, no problem. We used our RazoRock 400. I put links to the things that are available on Amazon below. Very nice synthetic brush, which I've used a ton. And again, these are sort of the soap and the cream and the brush are Italian themed, and of course our RazoRock Cube pre-shave. We're going to finish off with RazoRock Don Donato, another Italian product. And we're going to hope everybody stays safe, does well. Please check out the channels that I mentioned. Rick from, excuse me, Scent, Suds, and Steel. And also Dave from Nurse Dave's Shaving World. Thank you to gentlemen for all that you do. I really appreciate it. Thanks to all you medical professionals, truck drivers, service industry personnel who are still working. I really can't thank you enough. And thanks to all of you who are watching. And until next time, I want to remind you, it's your shave. Do it your way. And God bless.